have some presentation by Shaidi. You know, she's our chief of staff for more than 15 years. She is my specialist in laparoscopic surgery, and she knows every equipment, every instrument, every systems very deeply, in detail. She can manage every problem, solve every problem. And I think it is a matter of teamwork. And I suggest to all of you, please select one clever staff as a special staff to help you in all your work and duty. And on the other hand, if you have some suggestions, some comment, please let us know. We will do your suggestion and your need as we can under the command of Dr. Safa. We try to do best, but we know we have some defects, some disarrangements, and I'm sorry about that, and apologize to you. But you can help us by telling us our defect to improve it. Inshallah, after the presentation, we will attend the animal lab and we prepare for dogs. So, Kiaz? To do some hands-on work by you, maybe prostatectomy and stitching on the stomach or bowel of the dog. We will have two systems and divide them in 4 groups. And in 2 sessions, inshallah, we will do our job up to midday to noon. And then we will go for rest up to 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. and then inshallah we have you in the development place to the garden. Any question, any suggestion, comment? No? Please.
No, please. We are gynae and obstetric. And no lecture about gynae and obstetric.
Yes.
There is good arrangement for everything.
Yes.
Just gynae.
Your program, inshallah, will start tomorrow.
Lecture.
Lectures. Inshallah, I ask my...
about gynae and obstetric experience to give us lecture.
Inshallah. Tomorrow, Dr. Abdul Razak give you
Practice.
lecture and Dr.
And so
Abdul
comment.
And you know, we didn't know that in your group there are some urologists and gynecologists up to your arrival. And that time I found there are some other specialty in your group. But inshallah tomorrow I will ask my colleague, some of the gynecologists to give you some lectures. And inshallah tomorrow and Sunday they show you good procedures in laparoscopic gynecology. And I think you will be satisfied inshallah at the end.
I satisfy.
Thank you so much.
Endocrine device in surgery. Monopolar electrosurgery. Most commonly used electrosurgical modality. The active electrode is in one. Patient patient return electrode is attached somewhere else on the patient. 4 components: generator, active electrode, patient return electrode, produce variety of tissue effects depending on waveform. Tissue effects with waveforms modification. Cut waveforms. Duty cycle on time is high continuous waveform. Vaporized or cut tissue. Produce with very rapidly. alternation waveforms, intermittent waveforms, duty cycle on time reduced, produce less heat so coagulum is formed. Balanced current, not mixture of cutting and coagulation, but a modification of duty cycle. Only variable that determine vaporization or coagulation is rate of heat. High heat, more rapidly vaporization, low heat, more slowly coagulum. Electrosurgical tissue effects, cutting, divide tissue with electric sparks that focus intense heat at surgical site. But by sparking, we achieve maximum current concentration. Fulguration, sparking with coagulation waveform. Coagulates and chars the tissue over a wide area. Resulting coagulum, high voltage coagulation current is used. Duty cycle 6%. Electrosurgical tissue effects, desiccation. Occur when electrode is in direct contact with the tissue, achieved most efficiently with cutting current. By touching electrode to the tissue, current concentration reduced, resulting less heat and no cutting action. Cell dry out and form a coagulum. We can cut with coagulation current and coagulate with cutting current. Benefit of coagulating with cutting current is that we use far less voltage. It has important implication in minimal invasive surgery. Bipolar electrosurgery. The 2 times forceps function active and return
We
electron.
can give you the slides if you want. We can give you their PowerPoints.
The 2 times forceps function active and return electrodes. Only the tissue grasped is included in circuit. No patient return electrode. Better hemostasis, less dermal injury, safer than monopolar. Vessel sealing technology. Combination of pressure and energy to create a seal. Feedback controlled output so reliable seal in minimal time. Seal vessel up to 7 mm with a single activation. Seal strength comparable to suture clip can withstand more than 3 times normal system blood pressure. Lateral dermal spread ligature 0 to 4.5 mm. M seal Terio 1 mm.
Tri-step. The seal
M seal and ligation.
ligature. The thermal injury of seal is 1 millimeter away, far from the device. But for for ligature up to 5 millimeter. And we have experience. Yes. How can I deal with my problem, Doctor? I have any bad experience. We had 2 cases of splenic artery injury with ligature. During sleep, yes, after sleep gastrectomy. They returned to the hospital 4 days after operation in shock state. And fortunately, I was in the hospital at that arrival.
After how much?
4 days.
After 4 days.
4 days after discharge, they returned to the hospital in shock state. And I pushed them to the operating theater, give them some blood, some fluids, and opened their abdomen, and I found the lateral tearing of this with that splenic artery burned by the sides heat of the ligature and then rupture after 4 days. There is some data also in the literature about that.
How much is the distance?
Well, it is very close. I show in every cases the splenic artery to the right. This is splenic artery. Nearby to the short gastric vessel. In the lower part, please.
تقصد يعني distance from the ligature
Lateral is
ligature 4.5
مكتوبة.
5 millimeter
5
millimeter.
Can bear the
Very
surrounding
They were
tissue.
verified.
It is very important point because during laparoscopy you may go to a deeper place and vital structure near your target. It is very important دائما understand. أكيد عليه حتى بالكولون يعني surgery بالgastrectomy.
must look
You have to be يعني half cm away from any vital structure. Otherwise it will be burned. مرات small bowel during that section. Small bowel it will be near the ligature may perforate. بس الانسيل 1 millimeter. يعني في المكان اللي يكون زي الانسيل more safe. Sorry.
Applies optimal pressure to vessel energy delivery cycle. Measure initial resistance to tissue and choose appropriate energy setting. Deliver pulse energy with continuous feedback control. Senses that tissue response is complete and stop the cycle. In this picture, very reliable, consistent, permanent vessel wall fusion, minimal dermal spread, reduce sticking and charring, seal strength higher than other energy-based techniques, seal strength comparable to existing mechanical-based techniques. Ultrasonic energy device. Ultrasonic shears employ both compression and friction to deliver mechanical energy to target tissue. Amino acid unwind and reshape, and hydrogen bonds break, resulting sticky coagula. Ultrasonic shears contain piezoelectric discs that convert electric energy into mechanical energy, which is amplified by silicon element. Instrument blade vibrate at 55,500 Hz, align the line axis. Safety coagulates and translate vessels up to 5 mm.
Any question at this point?
Is there any handle the NCO 5 millimeter?
5 and 7.
The handle 5 and
half millimeter.
أنسينا فقط
فقط.
بنجداهي
فقط.
فقط 5.
همشون فقط هارمونيك بنج
Inside the handle.
أنسينا دهش بما نداره
They didn't launch it, but she knows they have
They have
10 millimeters.
Okay.
Not launched it.
Ultrasonic energy device provide excellent hemostase, efficient transection, minimal lateral dermal damage, low smoke generation, and no risk of electrical current passage to the patient. Optimization of the energy delivery during application can improve them further. Thunderbit. Thunderbit is integration of both bipolar and ultrasonic energies delivered simultaneously from a single versatile instrument. Benefits of each individual energy: the ability to rapidly cut tissue with ultrasonic energy and the ability to create reliable vessel seal with bipolar energy. instrumental thunderbit, bipolar jaw, proprietary tip design for fine dissection and missed reduction, patient were higher.
The lateral damage of
How about the lateral damage of the thunder? 1 millimeter? No. You know? More than one. Maybe some? She didn't exactly the lateral effect, but she think it is less than ultrasound, maybe 0.5.
Bipolar and
Half of the ultrasound.
ultrasound.
New generation. Tabii ki siz
That's optimized actuating handle design. Marker A, thinner front grip of the actuating handle provides the surgeon with direct tactile feedback for blunt dissection. Marker B, with the rear grip of the actuating handle provides the stability when grasping and cutting tissue. Thunderbit provides unprecedented versatility, including reliable 7mm vessel sling, minimal thermal spread, quickest its glass cutting, reduce misgeneration for improved visibility, fine dissection with fine jaw design, fewer instrument exchange, revolutionary jaw design. Carbon enhanced electrosurgery. Inert non-combustible, easily ionized by radio frequency energy, create a bridge between electrode and tissue, heavier than air, displace nitrogen and oxygen. In this picture, decrease smart, other non-contact in coagulation mode, decrease blood loss, rebleeding, decrease tissue damage, flexible scar. Advantage and disadvantage, general of surgery methods. Advantage monopolar electrosurgical. Simple equipment and easy to use. Cheaper than other energy device, usually result in shorter operative times. Best method for making simple incision on the skin. Disadvantage monopolar electrosurgery. Injure to patient rough direct and capacitive coupling, insolution, failure and return electrode burns, interference with pacemaker and other equipment during surgery, risk from operating on fire, production of smoke, higher temperature at the tool tip and linear cool down time to safer temperature compared to other energy-based device. Large thermal spread. Bipolar electrosurgical. Advantage of bipolar electrosurgical. Passage of current through only the portion of the tissue that is operated. A small thermal spread, for example, produce a thermal spread of only 1.84 mm in medium size, 4 to 5 mm prostate artery. Good for captive vessel sling. Bipolar device produce equal peak temperature on different types of tissue with various thickness. small blood vessels. The amount of dermal spread usually depended on the power setting and the skill level of the user. Ligature product dermal spread in the range of 0.6 to 6 millimeter in porcine organs. Production of smoke. Advantage ultrasonic energy. Ultrasonic energy usually produces that least amount of dermal spread. No smoke and only mist due to activation effect. Best energy method for sealing small blood vessel up to 2 millimeter in diameter. Ultrasonic device ACE Wave CS14C produce the best quality seals at lower power levels. Shorter operation time. Disadvantage ultrasonic energy. Produce high blade temperature and can damage adjacent tissue or organ when come in contact immediately after switch off. Temperature produced is inversely proportional to the tissue thickness. Not all devices are the same. The LCS device was shown to have caused high dermal spread, 8.5 millimeter in porcine veins. The high power level setting of ultrasonic device can cause significant dermal spread, up to 25.7 millimeter. And peak temperature up to 140 centigrade in porcine organs. The ultrasonic device do not produce.
The high power level setting of ultrasonic device can cause significant dermal spread, up to 3 centimeters, 1 inch.
Up to 1 inch.
1 inch. 1 inch. And peak temperatures up to 140 centigrade in porcine organs.
The ultrasonic vessel do not produce effective sealing for blood vessels over 2 millimeter in diameter.
The temperature of ultrasonic device is to 140, very high, 140 centigrade. But for ligature it is up to 80.
I think there are differences in the sources of the information.
Yes.
Because according to who backed the paper, if the ultrasound support this research, then
Yes.
they will say the
Yes.
most useful flexible for it. And the paper has been supported by the ligature company.
Yes.
They will say that it is
But
more-
they can give us a hint about the thermal damage. It is different, but not so hazy. It is for ligature we can understand. For the monopolar,
yes,
it is higher than bipolar. For ligature, it is higher than Thunder, and for ultrasonic, it is higher than ligature. But they try to correct their problems. In 5 millimeter ligature, they put plastic or
not for the wire or for the jaw.
For the job.
for the job.
They put porcelain.
Porcelain, yes, porcelain. So they put some porcelain in both sides to reduce the chance of thermometry.
Yes,
It is not true for the 10 millimeters, just for 5 millimeters ligature.
I think that ligature is better than ultrasound. You agree? Because ultrasound, even lotus is more hazardous than NCO. The thermal effect can go laterally more than ligature.
Yes.
Ligature mostly the heat heat that can cause damage is between the jaw.
Yes.
Between the jaw, and the lateral effect is
Less than on the
although there is heat. But I think there's something we noticed during the use of ligature. Ligature jaw has been reached by a wire which is covered by a plastic sheet.
Yes.
As we are using the ligature for several times,
Time.
this
Maybe
plastic
damaged.
sheet damaged,
Yes.
and then the wire exposed. So when you work with the ligature, the heat will come through the wire to the tissue.
Yes.
The tissue which is not the target in between the jaw. And I think the problem of these vessels, splenic vessels, comes from this problem,
Maybe.
not from the inside the jaw.
Yes.
Because I used to use the ligature and put my hand beside it. The thermal effect of ligature, although there is high temperature, but it's not hazardous, not damaging. But this wire is hazardous.
Yes.
Those wire. Even if you use it for the first time, but you pass it through a very narrow 10 millimeter through a curve, it can be damaged.
But I think the best device among them is ligature. But for fine dissection, good space, ultrasonic.
Ultrasonic, yes.
Yes, better.
Quick.
Yes,
Quick.
better than ligature. But for bulky tissue, to see some of the vessels and dissect. Even, especially in the field of colorectal surgery, we used to use ligature as a handle, as a grasper, and it is
You can grasp and
helping us
And
more than.
the other thing is advantageous to ligature, that when you remove the ligature and touch the other organ by the closed jaw, it is not damaging the surface, while the ultrasound
Yes.
damages it.
Because the heat produced by ultrasound is twice than ligature.
Yes, and the jaw is not covered
Yes,
externally.
yes,
Ligature,
bare metal.
while ligature there is porcelain over it.
Yes,
فرفوري يعزل التمشى.
completely right.
Ustad, there is dissociation between the first point in advantage and the fourth point in disadvantage.
No, this is, I paid attention to this. If you see, produce this amount of thermal damage, this is the lateral damage. But when you remove,
There is 4 point.
رقم واحد when you touch the tissue by ultrasound تمشي على التشو اللي
thermal spread.
while you are touching the target اكو spread of thermal effect. بس هذا الشيء الديفايس بس هذا متى تشتغل الديفايس حار تروح تطبق الباول
لا سيدنا العفو، هسه النقطة الأولى شوفوا النقطة الرابعة بدأت.
اثنيناتهم ثيرمال سبريت استاذ.
لا شوف هذا بقى
النقطة الأولى
بس انتبه للوحدة اللي هنا
لا أدخل الواحد بدأت أقرأ الواحد بدأت
at amount of thermal damage هذا شنو هذا lateral.
زين دخل 4 disadvantage.
عبالي بين واحد
لا
وواحد.
لا
واحد وأربعة.
عبالي الواحد وواحد.
لا
واحد وأربعة.
تدرس الواحد advantage والفور disadvantage.
Yeah, it is in some part.
It is not the least.
But the
It's not the least.
disadvantage. Look at it. The high power.
high frequency والlow
The high power. The high power level of
high frequency
setting.
بينما high low
If
frequency
you
low frequency high temperature low frequency high frequency
قصدك
على frequency على frequency مو على frequency
What's high star?
I think it is different. The high power level setting of ultrasound may produce significant heat and damage surrounding tissue, but the normal using of ultrasonic energy has least amount of thermal effect.
Another disadvantage of ultrasound is the vapor can spread infection. For example, if you are working with the appendix,
Yes,
the vapor can spread up to subphrenic region
yes.
and can cause subphrenic abscess. So
Sahih.
I think ligature is more safe.
Acceptable and safe.
Advantage organ coagulation. Most effective from the hemostasis and is used in producers involving major blood loss. The high efficiency of organ beam coagulation also translates to faster coagulation times. Organ gas below every blood and debris from the surgical field and produce a coagulated surface that is more uniform. Organ beam coagulation that is more produce less smoke than conventional electrosurgery. It has shown that the dermal spread of the organ beam coagulation system is constant. Disadvantage: the major drawback of organ beam coagulation is organ gas embolism, which is a result of the insolubility of organ gas in blood. This has resulted in cardiac arrest and even death. Mostly used for coagulation, not used for cutting, involves the use of electricity, hence the risk of interference with surgical equipment exists.
Regarding the effect monopolar on the end finger in case of circumcision, here it is contraindicated. Bipolar, less degree can use in South Africa, but is without complication, absolutely without complication, or maybe use complication, but very
میگن که با مونوپولا ما نمیتونیم مثلا توی سوال کنیم برای بایپولا رو میتونیم به علتی که حرارت کمتری درست کنیم
در خاطر درمانجاش چون ما فیلم کوچیکه و ما نیاز به نقطه کاغولشن نقطه‌ای داریم و بهتر مناسب‌تر اینه که از چیز استفاده کنیم از بایپولا
فیلم کوچیک باشه انرژی بیشتری استفاده میشه
فیلم ما کوچیکه چون درواز اینجوری بزرگه وسعت بیشتری یعنی تو فاصله بیشتری بافتوریس میکنه و ممکن نکروز بکنه اطراف
For monopolar, the chance of thermal injury in a small area is higher than bipolar, and the bipolar produce less heat in the small area. For this cause, we cannot use monopolar.
yes, I know that, but regarding bipolar, is absolutely without complication in the end artery, only in the end artery, like circumcision. Or it is rarely produced. This is my question.
I don't know. میگن که هیچ با bipolar complication مثلا تو circumcision نمیشه شده.
نه فقط بایپولار قدرت سیر کردنش کمتره. یعنی اگر فشار آرتری بره بالا سریعتر میتونه رگو باز کنه نسبت به بقیه.
The chance of coagulation with bipolar is low, but it is safe.
This is absolutely without any case recorded.
Do you have any idea?
I think the time of contact is important. Even if you use bipolar, but if you contact with tablets for a long time, the current transferred to the source of the
I think to find it between two points. There's no
هي سبيل ما تخلص
support.
اخذت الفلاش احمد بلا كتاب بعدين على سيدي مواطن على هذا الحاج ابو كربلاء مع الوقت تاخذ هو كنا ينسى يلا اعطيني فلاش تفضل
Nothing is safe at all.
Bipolar and monopolar, it is the same energy setting, like 50 watt, 15 watt, monopolar and bipolar. Bipolar do more lateral damage, but in the device they know that what the energy.
I think the main message from this lecture, the level and the quality of nursing staff. When you have such nurse who can grow up, deliver and run for your operation.
بس عمي النيرسنج اللي طورهم استاذ وحيد يعني السنير طورهم.
He said you have to choose the specific staff. He selected between 100.
Knowledge by himself.
No, he said you select the person.
Yes.
He chose between 100 nurses. After that, now, Mr. Hidi can select other nurses.
No.
I think it is must. We are ready to give this chance to your heads to come here for 1 month, 2 months.
احنا نيو جنريشن نيو جنريشن
والله هم خريجين كلية الليفل مالتهم كل زين بس ماكو واحد يوجه ماكو واحد يعلم جامعيين مستواهم كل زين بس ما واحد يعطيهم
بس دیگه بس. بالنسبه للإنسان. یه دور بگردون.